Hey everyone, we're going to be doing our rock cycle notes right now. This is going to be a quick rock cycle diagram that we're going to be doing, and then later on we're going to be going into the different kinds of rocks that are in the rock cycle, how they're created, and today we're just going to be going over how they can turn into each other through different earth processes. So the first thing that I want to talk about is a volcano. A volcano is an area in the earth that looks like a mountain, but inside of the mountain there's actually something called a vent, where heat from inside of the earth goes through and comes out of the inside of the earth, and with it comes melted rock. So the rock inside of the core of the earth is solid, but when it gets very, very, very hot, things melt. And when it comes out of the vent at that temperature, it is actually liquid. It is magma when it is inside the earth, and it becomes lava once it comes out. So it's melted rock, basically. So once it comes out of the vent, it becomes lava. So once this comes onto the surface of the earth is nowhere near as hot as it is inside of the earth, because we would not be able to survive in that case. So as soon as it comes on to the surface, it starts to cool. That's why you can see the hot lava turning black. It's starting to cool a little bit at a time. Okay, it might take a while if it is continuously being heated up by the vent, but it will eventually cool. And when it does cool and harden, it turns into something called igneous rock. Igneous, I always think of ignite, like something that is very hot. It ignites and it turns into rock. Igneous rock is cooled magma. Now, igneous rock can be turned into sedimentary rocks, and it can be turned into metamorphic rock. It does not have to go into a circle. Usually a cycle we think of as a circle, like the water cycle is a circle. But the rock cycle is a process, but it is not a complete circle, because it does not have to be igneous to turn to sedimentary, to turn to, and so forth. It can go back and forth between each of the rocks. So an igneous rock can turn into a metamorphic. I'm actually going to label the rocks first. So a metamorphic rock is formed by heat and pressure. So if heat and pressure is applied to this rock here, it will be turned into a metamorphic rock. If an igneous rock is broken down through weathering and erosion, it will be turned into, which we said is how earth is broken down. These are actually little pebbles here. Pieces of earth, or the word is called sediment. Could be larger pieces, could be smaller pieces. If that is broken down, and then so this is sedimentary rock. If the sediment breaks down and stacks on top of each other, layer after layer after layer, that is when sedimentary rock is formed. You can see how there's the different colors and layers here. So we're going to do compression, which is squeezing. It's not like heat and pressure. It's just that it's on top of each other, and the weight of it just presses it down into layers. That's where we can find fossils in sedimentary rock, because dirt goes on top of the fossils. So compression is building layers of rock. That will turn igneous rock into sedimentary rock. I'll put that here, of rock, because you can't read it down there. Could not read it in the middle of that. Sorry, my paper ripped and I ended up with some glue there. So hopefully we can read it. Now, a sedimentary rock can also be turned into a metamorphic rock if I added, let's see if you can guess, heat and pressure. Heat and pressure. If you add heat and pressure to sedimentary rock, not just a little bit of pressure for the rock that the sediment's putting on top of each other, but a lot of heat and pressure, it will turn into a metamorphic rock. Now, a metamorphic rock can turn back into, especially if it's low inside of the earth, it's pushed down so far it's inside of the earth that it melts, it can turn back into igneous rock. Or metamorphic rock can turn back into sediments if they did, what do you think? Weathering and erosion. It can break metamorphic rocks down and turn it into sediments and start the process again. So that is our rock cycle.